strap in because part 3 is going to send you off your rocker. As you know, they went swimming. They go home. They walk in through the door. Percy. Something's not right. Walker. What do you mean? Percy. Something's not right. What do you mean something's not right? We just walked in. Everything's fine. No, Percy said. Something's not right. Percy Walker stepped into his room to see it completely trashed. Everything was dumped upside down. His mattress was flipped over. Every drawer was opened, dumped out. His room was entirely wrecked. Oh my God, Walker said in a quiet voice. I guess something isn't right. Percy stared. Then Walker spoke. Where's your mom? Percy responded. She's at work. She won't be home for another 2 hours. Maybe 3. Paul won't be home for another hour and a half. We have time. For what? To get out of here, Percy said, grabbing a bag, and he just started throwing stuff in. Look around, see if you can find any money. What? We're leaving? Do you think either of my mortal parents are going to be safe if we're here? Are you stupid? They're clearly here for you. We're not safe. We need to leave. Percy bent down and started cleaning up a bit. Then he found his wallet. His license was taken out and placed. His license had been taken out and tampered with. Whatever had raided his room had clearly been looking for something like his license, proof that he lived there. It was perfectly placed outside his bag, as if stating, I know you're here. The window to his bedroom had been shattered open. Percy grabbed a bag, grabbed every drachma he could find and put them in a pocket, grabbed his wallet, put his license back in, put that in his bag, grabbed any money he could find and put that in his bag as well. Grabbed some necessities, riptide, made sure he had it, grabbed an extra pair of jeans, a couple of t-shirts, underwear, threw those in his bag. Money, mortal money, he threw that in his bag. He went into the kitchen, grabbed a box of granola bars out of the cupboard, put that in his bag, a couple meat sticks, some apples, filled up a water bottle, then filled up a second water bottle, flashlights, just things. A notebook, a pencil. Okay. Percy took out a piece of paper and a pen. What are you doing? Walker asked. Leaving a note for my mom. Percy wrote down on the note. Dear Mom and Paul, if you haven't seen my room, if you've seen my room, you've probably guessed. Monster attack. I don't know exactly what did it. And I didn't want to stick around to find out what did. As long as me and Walker are around, you two aren't safe. I promise I'll come back as soon as I can. And I'll remember to stay safe and keep myself out of trouble. And Walker too. I promise to do my best to stay safe. and keep me and Walker out of trouble. Be home as soon as I can. Love, your son, Percy. P.S. If I don't end up coming back, Mom, you were the best mother I could ever ask for. I wouldn't trade you for anyone in the whole world. And Paul. If you ever ask me about this, I'll deny it till the day I die. But you truly are the best dad. Just don't tell Poseidon. Love. Percy Jackson. Then Percy took out his special half-blood phone that we gave him and sent a message into the group chat that read, CHB, Long Island. SOS 911, love you all, do not contact. Send. Put on your shoes, Percy said, and take this, he said, handing him a hoodie. It's not hot out. You won't be complaining when the sun sets and it's freezing out. And they left. Percy had his keys, but he took off the car key. Where are we going? Long Island, he said. Oh, he also left in the note saying, I wish I could tell you where I'm going, but it's not safe. It's safer if no one knows where we are, except in the group chat. He said CHB Long Island. So basically, what the text he sent meant, CHB means Camp Half-Blood, obviously. Long Island, Camp Half-Blood, Long Island. SOS 911, basically big emergency, very big problem, and then, I love you all, and then do not contact, saying, do not contact me because it's not safe. So there's that. And they continue, now back into the story. Percy and Walker began their walk, and as the surroundings around them became less visible and became less familiar and less visible as the sun set, Walker seemed a little unsure of himself. Here, Percy said, handing out his hand. Hold my hand. You want me to hold your hand? Walker said. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not 5. Percy sighed, set down his bag, grabbed Walker by the shoulders, and looked him in the eyes. You're 10. You're 10. Okay? You don't know who your godly parent is. You want to know what happened when I was 2 years older than you when I was 12? My mom was married to some deadbeat who verbally abused us and physically hit my mother. I found out that my dad is Poseidon, that my best friend was a satyr. I went to Camp Half-Blood. I went on a quest. All before I was even a teenager. And when I was a teenager, I witnessed the death of 2 people. I was responsible for Bianca D'Angelo's life. You don't know her, and you never will. You have 2 years before you even possibly able to experience what I did, and technically, the gods don't have to claim you for another 3. I'm 17. I'm 7 years older than you. So hold my goddamn hand. Walker grabbed his hand, and they continued walking. The sun was almost fully set. Percy took out a flashlight and switched it on. Percy leveled with him again. You see those woods? Full of trees that are all dark and spooky? That's where we're going. Walker swallowed hard. In there? I need you to understand something, Percy said. Woods are trees. Trees are wood. There's nothing scary about wood. If you hear voices, it's tree nymphs. They love to scare mortals because they're scared of us. but we're not mortals. They don't know that. If you hear a rustling in a bush, it's a tree nymph or a rabbit. If I hear anything about bears, I'm going to lose it. Bears don't live in New York City. Okay. As they walked, Walker squeezed Percy's hand a bit tighter as the noises grew creepier and the voices grew scarier. You said that tree nymphs like to scare mortals, right? Yeah. Percy raised his voice. Too bad these tree nymphs don't know that we're not mortals. What are you doing? Walker whispered. Just talking to you. I bet they'd freak out if they knew I was the son of Poseidon, he said, talking louder. Walker smiled and raised his voice too. Too bad they think we're mortals and don't know I'm just some Roman kid who doesn't know my dad, he said with a laugh. They began laughing and talking loud like that, saying stupid stuff. 'Cause I bet they knew if I was the son of Poseidon, they'd quit messing with us. They said stupid stuff like that and continued to walk, laughing. Till finally, a figure emerged out of the darkness. It was a girl in a long dress and a hat. Percy ran up and hugged her. Maya! He breathed in a sigh of relief. I'm so glad I found you. Okay, one moment. This is Grover's headcanon family. Grover is the oldest of 5 sisters. That's his whole family, 5 sisters. Maya is 16. Yeah, she's just pretty chill and cool. Doesn't really care ever about anything. And this Grover's 18, Maya's 16. So, we will get more in depth in this in an entirely different video when this series is over. Okay? Good. He also has a sister Samantha, 15, Emily, 13, Hannah, 9, and Charlie, 4. Okay? Obviously, Grover's not actually 18 because he's a satyr, but he's 18. Okay? Good. Continue. Maya, Percy said with relief. I'm so glad I found you. I need you to take me to your house. I need to speak with Grover. Okay, Maya said, a little concerned. Okay. As they walked through the woods, twisting and turning, they came across a cabin. Came inside. Grover was sitting at the counter. Grover was just sitting at the counter doing what looked like homework from their school. As he turned his head and saw Percy, he practically fell out of his stool. What the? Save it. Save it, Grover. I'll explain in a second. Yes, I know I sent that message. We're on our way to Half-Blood, but it doesn't take a day to get there when you're walking. I realized that it was getting dark and I thought we'd show up here. Okay. Yeah, Grover said, that's fine. That's fine. You guys can stay here for a night. That's fine. Great. So they decided to stay there for the night. They took off their shoes, set them in their bag, and took off the hoodies they were wearing. Walker said for a second that he was glad he had the hoodie. He got cold, and Percy turned and said, I knew you wouldn't be complaining later, after the sun had set. They were scared, but they got over it. Okay. Then, after what felt like forever, they finished explaining their story to Grover, and they go to sleep, and they wake up in the morning, and they get themselves to Camp Half-Blood. Grover helping them this time. When they get there, they go straight to the big house, straight to Chiron, and Chiron's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, this is Walker Stone. He's Roman. He showed up at my house because he woke up in the middle of the woods and had no clue how he got there. But you don't belong here, Chiron said. You're supposed to be at Camp Jupiter. Well, I'm pretty sure I was. But then I woke up in the woods in New York. Not Rome. Not Camp Jupiter. Then we found Percy's room trashed by monsters and... Whoa! Percy? Explain. We got home after the first day of him being there, and we went into my room, and it was entirely trashed. My bed was flipped upside down, drawers were taken out and dumped out. My whole room had been raided, like they were looking for something. Or for someone, he said, gesturing towards Walker. This has never happened before. My home has always been safe. Mr. D? Yes? Who's this kid's godly parent? Why do you always make me do it? Just answer. I mean, look at him. He's practically glowing. Do you see that hair? You know who else has hair like that? William? You mean William Solus? Yeah, William. I suspect you mean Apollo. That's his father? Yes. Great! So this whole time when we were trudging through the darkness, boy could have just been glowing like a glow stick and I didn't have to use my flashlight. I don't think that's like how it works. Be quiet. So, find out who his godly parent is, and he gets sent back to Camp Jupiter. Everything's fine, everything's good, everything's great. They find out that what had entirely trashed their room was Apollo himself looking for his son. Why did Apollo empty out Percy's drawers looking for his son? That's the gods for you! So, as always, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys had an amazing time with this series. I will be back with more Percy Jackson videos soon. Thank you for staying with me for this journey. If you have not seen part 1 and 2, I suggest you go watch them, but I can't force you to do anything. Thank you so much. Bye!